I don't see anybody. I see 3 and a thumbs up, but I don't see anybody. Okay. What is that for? Uh-oh. That's not what I wanted to do. No, no, no. Oh, there it is. All right. I don't know what's going on. Let me know if you see and hear me. I see 5 on and 1 thumbs up. Now, in the meantime, I will crochet because this is a bring your own project. Okay, I see 7 people. It says unable to connect to chat. Please try again. Okay. Let me see something. Okay, I'm looking at my phone. Okay, I'm looking at my phone. And I'm turning my volume down. That's not good. All right, let me see. Oh my goodness. Hi, Priscilla. Just wanted to say hi. Can't stay, but you look beautiful today. Enjoy your chat. Thank you, Priscilla. That's Distinctive Crochet Priscilla. I am working on my cardigan. I did finish the baby blanket that I started last week. Let me see. Handmaids Crochet Jewelry Beads and Beyond, her first time on. Thank you. This is my second live. Hello to you. Where are you from and what is your name? Hi, Yvette. No, this top is, no, this is a store-bought top. Let me see. Let me see. Hi, Lori Murphy and Nicole Young. Hi, Cynthia Jefferson. Okay, so you can hear me. I don't know why I can't see the chats on my live, but anyway. Hi, Consuelo. I put your head in my last shout out video Friday, so I wanted to give you your props. So I am working on, this is just the back of the cardigan that I'm working on right now. And I initially was going to use, and this is a, what color is this? This is one of the Karen 1-pounders. This is denim jean. I don't think it really shows that as a denim. It looks more blue there, but it's not a blue. It's more of a charcoal denim kind of color. But anyway, I initially was going to use, oh, what's her name? Bag O' Day Crochet Crystal. I was going to use her cardigan, but I found the cardigan pattern I've been looking for a long time. And I want to say her name is Lanice. Okay. You live in Georgia and your name is Melissa. What part of Georgia? I was born in Georgia. Anyway, I think her name is Lanice or something like that, but I'll try to post it. But it's one of those asymmetrical cardigans, and the back of her cardigan is definitely a nice, it would be a lot nicer here in South Florida because it's really airy in the back, and then the front of it is a lot crocheted, double crochets in the front. But it's an asymmetrical cardigan, and I've been looking for that style for a while. I tried to do one before, but I don't know if there was something wrong with me or something wrong with that pattern, but it did not turn out as well as I wanted it to. Lori Murphy, you're in Massachusetts. What part of Massachusetts? Oh, you're in Atlanta. See, you and I switched because I was born in Georgia, raised in Florida, and you were born in Atlanta and raised in Florida. Okay. But anyway, so I did finish the blanket, as I said, and I like it, like it, like it. And I'm going to put it on my Etsy shop, and I'm going to put these little scratch mittens for the baby in there with it. But this is the finished blanket. You can see it's a pretty good size. And it is finished. So what have you all been doing this week? Oh, Consuelo, sorry to hear that you're sick, but I'm glad you're getting better. And Lori says she's in Taunton, Massachusetts, where is that? I've never been to Massachusetts, so it really, um, can you just give me an idea of like the big city it's near? Oh, okay, I see. You said it's about an hour south of Boston. Okay. Yeah, I had plans of wanting to go up the East Coast, but I will not be traveling anytime soon until they get this virus under control. So there's nothing out there that I want to see that I'm willing to put my health at risk to see it. So I'm a homebody, which is great because I work from home anyway. So I adapted and I don't have any problems with it. Um, oh, so Cynthia says she joined the Mary Maxim Crochet Club and she's doing their cotton scarf. Okay. I I'm not associated with any clubs because I used to make jewelry years ago, and I got caught up with one of those jewelry clubs, and the um, patterns would come every single month, and I would have not finished the one that came from the previous month, and I just saw those $20 going out the window, and I had bought so much jewelry, making beads, everything, anything and everything possible. I had already purchased enough of it, and I just didn't need any more. So, since I have so much yarn already, I said, nope, I am not getting caught up in anybody's club. I don't care how cheap it is. If it's $1, I'm not doing it. And you're working, okay, Mary Miller says she's working on completing a baby blanket. She's sending it to her cousins for a baby shower. That should be nice. What colors are you using? Ah, Consuelo says she's doing UFOs. Yep, I have lots of those. It's so funny. Um, Consuelo says she makes jewelry too. And she has a shop on Etsy. I just started my Etsy shop so I can try to hopefully sell some of this, all this crocheting stuff. But it's so funny. I've been trying to get my craft room straightened out, trying to figure out where to put all of this yarn. So as I was going through the boxes, I found so many projects that I had started and never finished. And I had so many starts that I had to wind them up because they were just like I couldn't do. I wouldn't even tell you what I had even started to make. So this is one of them, and I know what it was supposed to be, and it's a shawl, and it's in cotton. And I started it, and you can see that's the bottom. Let me see. But anyway, oh, there we go. So that's the bottom. And I have my armhole. One armhole is done. And I guess I was starting on the other side for that armhole. Who knows how long that's been sitting somewhere to be finished. So I will be working on this. But the problem is, I don't even know if I still have any more of that same white cotton. That's probably why it's been sitting there. Then I came across these, and I know this is the Lion Brand Ombre, but I made granny squares, and I'm not a lover of granny squares, and I made two of them. So honestly, I couldn't tell you what my plans were for these, but, and I know I don't have this yarn anymore, so, but you never know. I probably do have the yarn. I just have to get through those bins. So then I found another thing that I had been working on. And if you follow Jada in Stitches. This is something she did last year. Every month she had a new stitch. And so I had plans of finishing this, but let me see, I did January, February, March, April, May, June. So I don't have the rest of the months. I would have to go back and catch up on that. But it was really fun when I first started doing it. And then, of course, life happens. So those are things I'm going to have to finish. I don't know if I'm going to go to her channel to find those the rest of those months, but I'll probably just put a border on it and be done with it. Let me see. So handmade, let me go back. Let me see. Because and I'll tell you up front, I am really bad at remembering names, but I have my little paper and I am going to try to write everything down. So, okay, Melissa, you said you are a basic crocheter. I'm a basic crocheter. I mean, I've been crocheting for 40 years, but I'm still with the basic. I still like the basic stuff. I like watching other people get really fancy and do all kinds of stuff. And I'll watch it, but there's no guarantee that I'm going to try it because I like to stay in my lane. And I am someone that likes to do things that are quick. And like this, I know how long I want it to be, and I will set it aside because I get tired of looking at the same colors over and over and over again. And I get tired of doing the same stitches over and over and over again. And I'm someone that likes to find things that I don't have to switch the design over and over and over again because trying to keep track of all those different rows and this one changed to that and that one changed to that. It can be pretty, but it's definitely work. Let me see. Mary says, oh, pink coral and yellow variegated yarn by Evermore. I never heard of Evermore, but it sounds beautiful. And you're doing a border on the coral ruffle. That'll be really, really pretty. Uh, oh, Consuelo, you've been doing jewelry for 10 years? That's probably how long. It's probably been of that amount of time since I learned how to do it. Um, but I really don't. I crochet different motifs and stuff, and I'll make earrings with that. And if I want to pull out something like I want some different kind of earring, I'll do that too. And the earrings that I'm wearing now, I did those years and years ago. So I've been watching some other YouTube channels, and I have to say, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I'm ever going to get to my 1,000 because a lot of the channels have lots and lots and lots of live streams, and I don't have that kind of time on my hands. I work a full-time job that takes up all of my time. When the weekend comes, I'm so happy that even though I'm still working, it's just playing catch up and I can sit back and relax and enjoy some of my day, but I still work on the weekends too. That's the downside of working from home is that your work never finishes. It's never ending. And if your computer goes down, you are set back. You may be caught up, but by the time you get back on again, you are behind. So, and I had a power outage last Thursday, I think it was, and I was out for 5 hours. 5 hours, my power was out. Let me see. Uh, Consuelo, when you do the wire wrap, are you wrapping it around? Are you just doing it with the wire? Do you use beads or anything like that with it? Any crystals? I try to stay away from a lot of twisting and turning of my hands these days because the older you get, the more arthritic your hands become. And I have found that to be. And since I like crocheting a whole lot more than I like jewelry making, I stick with what I like the most. Okay, Consuela says, yes, yes, yes. All right. Ah, but it's so I really want to get my this room into some kind of a place that I walk in and I can breathe. Right now I'm like every time I walk in here I'm tense because it's still a hot mess. You can't see the hot mess, but I can see the hot mess. And I have bins of balls of yarn, cakes of yarn that I've had to make into cakes so that I can put them aside. And of course, I don't have the label that came with them, so I don't know what color they are. I know color I see, but I don't know the real color name. Don't know what the brand is. I can guess the weight size, but it's a work, still a work in progress, like all those projects I just showed. That's what I do. Start, stop, start, stop. But I'm trying to get more focused with trying to get some of this stuff done and out of the way. I have several, always have several projects going at one time, but I want to try to get them done as much as possible so that I don't keep pulling stuff out and like, oh, what was I going to do with this? Cynthia, yes, I've made my own. Cynthia wants to know if I've made my own stitch markers. Yes, and what I use is the um, lobster claw clasp, and I'll put some kind of a charm on that, and I'll use that. I wanted to make them with numbers so that you'll know like your row count and things like that if you're doing something big. But for some odd reason, I cannot seem to find just numbers, little numbers. And now that we're in this COVID thing and I can't really go to the stores and browse around, but I think I'm going to look again to see if I can find just the numbers because I thought that would be a good idea to have stitch markers with numbers on them. But I just make them for myself. And I really don't use them because I like the little plastic clip-ons that I bought. They work just fine. But I think if I do any more of my own, I'm definitely going to do them with numbers. What kind of stitch markers do you make? Oh, Consuelo, sorry to hear about your loss. But at least you're retired and yeah, I hear you on the dating thing. I've been divorced for let me see, 20 years now, I think. And the last relationship ended like uh, 2 or 3 years ago. I have lost count, and I have absolutely no interest. Um, I told my daughter, I said, maybe you'll get it right because your mama didn't. More power to the couples that are making it work because I just could not do it. Oh, okay, Cynthia, you started making ones with numbers on. Yeah, that's a great idea because um, when you are doing something with a lot of rows and you want to just keep track of it, and you can put the that way because I do that. Like this one, I have a stitch marker on it, but if I had a stitch marker with the number on it, I wouldn't remember what row this is, and it would be quick. Now I'm going to have to, because I don't remember what row it was when I started, now I'm going to have to count again to remember what row that is. I've seen a lot of really pretty stitch markers, but not enticing me to buy anymore. But the fancy ones are nice. And they have to be light enough because depending on what yarn you use, sometimes I see some stitch markers and I always wonder, are they going to pull the yarn? Because they look heavier. Uh, Mary Miller says, preach, girl, my craft guest room is overrun with bins of yarn. Help! I found these cute gold paper clips with tassels and pom-poms. They make great stitch markers. Yes. Yeah, you can pretty much use all kinds of crafting things to make a stitch marker. But yes, these that's the downside of being a crafter, being anyone that does any type of crafting or building. We always have an excess of anything that we need, and what we need we can't find. So where do you go? Back to the store. But I have said no, 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 no more shopping for me. I buy a little here and there, but when I watch these people that do these big yarn hauls and how much yarn can you have? And what are you gonna do with it? And that's my mindset now is if I buy yarn, I need to have a purpose for that yarn. And as I was going through my bins, I realized I don't need to buy any more yarn. I just need to use what I already have. Consuela says hers are light and snag free. And you make them for yourself too. Hey, Sandy, left this right crochet with Sandy. How are you today? And I'm drinking. I'm a big Miami Dolphins fan. I don't know if you can even see that dolphin. Anyway, yep, there's one. But I'm a Dolphins fan. I'm drinking coffee. It's late at night, but this is what I do. I love coffee. So the ladies that are married, and even those that aren't, that still have their fathers, what did you all do for Father's Day? I went over to see my dad and my mom, and just we sat out on the back porch with our masks on while I crocheted. We chit chatted a little. I went by Checkers. He likes checker burgers, so I went by there and bought him a burger and fries and took it to him. And we had a little chit chat for about an hour or so. And I came back home to get caught up on work as always. But it was good to see them because I haven't been over there in 3 months. So it was nice to go over and sit and chit chat with them. Yvette says she loves coffee too. Oh, you like the hazelnut cream? I like the French vanilla. What's the other one that I like? The Italian cream. I like that one too. Oh, it was just another day at home. Ah, I hear you. Sandy says she likes the French vanilla also. Yes. Coffee is definitely my weakness. That's the one thing I've tried to let go of, but tea does not do the same for me as coffee does. So I just stay with my coffee, something that makes me happy. It's all about being happy. After a certain age, it's not about other people, it's all about yourself. And I am going to be selfish about me. Did any of you see my video on the Mobius shawl? I finally did a Mobius shawl after all these years. The very first time I looked at that pattern and I was like, what is she trying to say? I couldn't figure it out. But then after the event invention called YouTube, and I've watched lots of people do different Mobius. I don't know if I ever say it right. I finally was able to do it. Hello, CJ Spicy. How are you today? And where are you from? Where are you from, Sandy? I don't think I ever saw where you're from. Okay, ladies, I have 12 on the chat, but I only have 5 thumbs up. So if you forgot the thumbs up, I'd appreciate it if you did. Okay, Mary, thank you so much. Yeah, look through your stash before you go out and buy anything. And it's so funny, as I was going through my stash, one, I had the when I finished, I had to finish it with a little strip of purple, which is fine for me. But as I was going through my stash and taking it out of the bin, I found another skein of that yarn that I used for that shawl. And I was like, see, if I had just gone through my stash, I would have found another one and it would have been the same color. But for me, I can deal with that purple. Looks fancy for me as far as I'm concerned. It stands out. A little pop of purple doesn't hurt anybody. Oh, you're from Kansas City, Missouri. Okay. Right smack in dab in the middle of the United States. All right. Thank you, Consuelo. Thumbs up. Yes. Well, I'm on the South Florida where we're below sea level, and I think we're sinking into the ocean day by day. With every single last one of these storms, we lose a little bit of sand from the beach, it goes out into the ocean. So our sea level is very low. They have a bad enough storm. I think we're all going to get washed away into the ocean. But I love South Florida because I do not like cold weather at all. Even the little cold weather that we get here, I don't like it. Yvette says she starts to panic when she gets low on the cream. Oh my goodness, the tea knocks you out? Wow. Oh, you said you started back to work this week. Oh goodness. Oh, does my mannequin have a name? My mannequin is headless right now, so no, she doesn't have a name. She's headless mannequin right now. Oh, Yvette doing is practicing her knitting, her knitted cast on. No, never had any desires to knit. I don't know if I'd be good at it with those. I don't know if my brain can do that left and right thing. My left hand is only good to hold tension on my yarn. I don't know if I'd be any good at knitting. And at this point, I don't care to learn anyway. Cynthia says, is everyone on here an expert? She's been crocheting for over 20 to 25 years, but I'm not an expert at best intermediate. I don't consider I've been crocheting for over 40 years and I don't consider myself an expert. I will definitely never consider, because all the stuff that I see on YouTube, I would put myself, if it comes to doing a stitch, I can probably do a stitch, but I don't consider myself an expert. I'm always going to be me personally, I always look for beginners crochet patterns. I don't like challenging myself because I don't like being frustrated. And sometimes you can find something that I'm a 1, 2, 3 row repeat. I might go to 4, but I steer away from it. I watched if you watch Fiber, what's his name? Fiber Spider. I think that's his name. He cracks me up. But when it comes to him, and he did that virus shawl, and I watch it, and I tried to follow it. And when he got to the end, I was at the end. I was done. I said, nope, I can't even figure it out. I don't even want to replay it again to try to figure out where I was. I was overwhelmed. I just let it go. I said, that'll be something I just won't do. Oh, it's in St. Petersburg, Florida. I have a friend that's in St. Petersburg, Florida. Yeah, Sandy says, beginner plus best at best for me. Yep. That's how I feel. And I still get something beautiful done, even at that. So I don't I do what I do and I leave it at that. And for all the experts, I let them handle. I say whatever someone is looking for that they can't find on my channel, I know they will find it on another channel, because there are so many YouTubers out there. This is the way of the world. What one can't do, someone else can. There's a one excuse me, one guy that I follow that does Tunisian. I don't like Tunisian at all. I watch him, but I don't even try it. Let me see. It says she loves both. She started crocheting as a teenager, 67 years now. Wow. Is that right? 67 years? Still have my very first shawl that I did just by looking at the picture and counting the stitches. Very good. I'm impressed. And Sandy says, yes. Sandy says, and we enjoy ourselves while we crochet. Isn't that what it's all about? Yes, ma'am. I tell everybody, I said, when people are all stressed out about being on lockdown and stuff, I said, honey, as long as I have yarn and a crochet hook, I am all right. I can watch my crime shows. I'm a big crime buff. And it's so funny. I watched what's the newest show? I really didn't want to watch. I didn't want to watch it, but I'm really curious to see what it's all about, because I've seen her so many times. The lady that does what do you call it? The genetics. It's the genetic detective. So I set it to record and I watched a few of them, and it's interesting enough. But the last show, she talked about Crime Con. I was like, what? There is a Crime Con? And if you don't know what I'm talking about, basically Crime Con is just like Comic Con. They have a whole weekend of crime people that get together and have discussions and things like that. And I was so excited. I was like, wow. And the funny thing is that the one that they're having in October should have been in May, but because of the virus, they're going to have it in October, and it's in Orlando. And Orlando is 3 hours from where I live. I was like, oh my goodness, but I'm too freaked out right now to even put a deposit for a hotel. But it is something I'm really, really excited about. And next year is going to be in Austin, Texas, and I definitely know I'm not going to Austin, Texas. So if I could go to Orlando, that would be great, but I don't think it's going to be in the cards for me. Hey, Adrienne Morris, that's my friend. Ah. She said somehow she knew I would bring this up. You know me so well. You know I love crime. Oh, goodness. You know I love my crime shows. All right. Let me open this back up again. Let me see. Mary Miller learned to knit and crochet at age 5. 40 plus years later, the crochet has stuck. Knitting, not at all. But tutorials are a lifesaver because I need inspiration and I have none of my own. Lori Murphy says, yes, the virus is bad in Florida right now. Yes, ma'am, it is. Yes, ma'am, it is. And it's because they are not adhering to wearing masks and social distancing. And I only go out when I have to go out. There's nothing, I don't need to go and have a sit down at a restaurant. I don't need to go to a club and hang out with people. Those clubbing days are way past in my rearview mirror anyway. But be as it may, now people are really upset because they open it up and now they're closing things again, and people are all upset about. I don't get it. I just don't get it. But to each its own. Oh, Consuela, you're my girl. She says, I love those investigating shows like forensic show. Oh, I love, love, love that too. Yvette Wilson, I enjoy myself all the crafts. Me too. I was not stressed at all staying home. Love having the time. Yep, that's me. Yarn and a crochet hook, cup of coffee, and a crime show. That's heaven to me. Ah, that I can do. Because work will always be there. But I think this downtime has been good for America and the world somewhat. Get you back into perspective. Yeah, Lori, you and I are the same age. Definitely no interest in clubs. Yeah, Yvette, she's not just Florida, it's all over. What happened to common sense, or is it our age? LOL. What we have so much to lose. I watch them as well. I know. I know. Common sense. I said, you not wearing a mask should not infringe on me wearing one, but these people, whoo, I just let it go. I just let it go. Lori Murphy says she likes podcasts. Hi, Iris Perez Crochet. How are you? No, I don't. I couldn't even tell you the last time I was in a club. Consuela says, my yarn friends and YouTube, I'm happy. Yes. What am I crocheting? I am working on the back panel of a cardigan that I want to make. Initially, I was going to use Bag a Day Crochet cardigan pattern that she did for a man, but I found a asymmetrical cardigan pattern that I like, and that I can still use this back panel for that. But the front panels are definitely going to be a challenge, but I can do it. I can't wait. I hope I have enough yarn. I mean, even though this is a 1 pounder, she used 2 skeins, and each one of them, I want to say, were like 812 yards, and this one is only 800. This one is 812 yards, and I think the one she used, each one of them was 812 yards. So I don't know, but it feels like I should be able to finish a cardigan with this. We will see. Definitely, we will see. Mary Miller says it's not our age, they're crazy. How can you not wear a mask? I hear you. I hear you. I'm getting text messages. I'm trying to answer. Okay. How can you not wear a mask? I'm 58 also, and I sit right here with my husband and crochet. I have more than enough stash to last forever. I hear you. That's what I say. As I'm going through this stash, I'm like, why do I even go to the store to buy anything else? It's the same thing when I was doing the jewelry. I have a full bin of stuff that I can make with jewelry, but what don't I have are the small things like the ear wires, because pretty much that's all I'm doing are earrings. And I've crocheted earrings, and I've put the Mod Podge on the earrings to give them a little stiffness, and I'm good to go. But yes, people feel the need. I guess if we were younger, we would probably feel that need to be out and socializing as well. But I can always make a call, check on people, see how they're doing, and be just as content. That's pretty much what I did anyway before it. I only really went out on the weekends, and the most activity I had was during football season. So now that football season is not happening anytime soon, even I doubt if I'm going to go if they do have a season. I will not be in the stands because I'm just not. I love football, but I can sit, crochet, and watch it on television. So Lori Murphy says she likes podcasts. What podcast do you listen to or watch? Because I've seen some of the crocheters say calling their things podcasts too. Oh, Consuelo wants to do the hexagon granny square sweater. I've seen those. Actually, I actually tried doing one. It's probably another thing that I started and got distracted and probably frogged it and was done with it. Let me see. Yvette says, LL, thank you for that. I have more than enough stash too. That's what us crafters do. Yes, it is. I do miss going to church and fellowshipping, but we have church on Zoom. Yeah, a lot of people are doing that. And the people that are actually going into the churches and not wearing masks and social distancing, I just shake my head and I leave it at that. Consuelo says FaceTime is fun too. I can make a sandwich if we talk too long. Yeah. Oh, Lori says my favorite murder. That's interesting. Yeah, I don't listen to podcasts because I'm picky about voices. That's why I don't have Audible either, because I don't want to listen to a voice that I don't like hearing. Um, some people are good narrators and some people aren't. You just Um, what was that movie? He says it's like a box of chocolates. That's how I feel about some of those things. Ah, I did have the podcast on, and I was like, I'm not going to listen to this. So I took the app off. Some people like Audible, podcasts. There's so many choices for people to make now. Just like you can't go in the store and says, "Oh, let me go and get some ice cream." There's a bazillion different ice creams to choose from now. And every store makes their own brand of everything. So go in there for Raisin Bran and everybody makes Raisin Bran. I only like Kellogg's Raisin Bran. There's some things you just don't substitute, and that's one of the things I do not substitute is on Kellogg's Raisin Bran. It's the only one I will buy when I do decide to buy it. Our next holiday is July 4th, so I won't be doing anything. I'll be sitting right here crocheting and watching some crime show. Do y'all have plans for July 4th? Oh yeah, Consuela says like talk radio. Yep. Yeah, when some of the lives I watch them on I just um watch them on television. Like they're on the big screen. That's like my big screen watching time. And if I'm want to look at a different YouTube channel and something that I'm crocheting, sometimes I'll put it on the television also to watch. Consuelo says she loves Audible. You have over 500 stories, mostly fantasy and sci-fi. Oh wow. No, I don't even download. Let me see. Nope, I don't think. Nope, 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 nope. No Audibles for me. I sit and read when I used to read a lot. I have my Kindle that I've had for so many years. They've made so many different Kindles since I bought mine, but I just stick with that one. It works. I am not someone that has to have the latest and the greatest gadget. I had a coworker that I work with. Every time she's an Apple person, every time Apple put something out new, she'd buy it. Didn't know how to work it, but she'd go out and buy it. Never figured out the first thing she bought before she was out buying something else. Consuela say, "Take me away." She's an escapist. Yep. Escape from your own life and go into your fantasy. I hear you. People think I'm gory because I like crime shows. It is not the gore part of it. It's like I'm fascinated with how they solve the crimes. I'm also fascinated of human behavior. The reasons people do what they do. It's just mind-boggling sometimes. Some of them creep me out. So um, I will not if they creep me out too much. I don't watch them. There was a show that I can't even remember the name of the show, but the guy that did the narration of the show, he has such a creepy voice. Can't remember the name of that show. It doesn't come on anymore, but he had such a creepy voice. Why can't I think of the name of that show? He's a good narrator, but he definitely had a creepy voice. His voice definitely suited that narration of that show. I'm gonna have to count. I wanted to do 60 rows because I want this to be 60 rows. I want this to be long. And now that I found that pattern for the, yes, long. Let's see. I stand up. No, I got some more to go. Now that I found that pattern for the asymmetrical cardigan, I'm so excited to finally get this as long as I wanted and then start working on the front panels for this. The Lanice, I think I can't remember her name, but she was one of the people when I bought that that cake that I bought from the lady overseas. She had, it cost me $50 and half of that was just for the shipping. So I won't be doing that again. That was pretty expensive. So I went, came onto her channel and finally found a pattern for it. It turned out to be a scarf because the cake was too small to do anything else with. But I like the way it looks. But she had some other patterns on her channel that I liked, and I might try to make a top with one of those patterns. But after I saw that asymmetrical cardigan that she did, I was like, okay, now I know what I'm going to do with this cardigan. It's really pretty, really pretty. I'm really excited. One thing be something nice, even though we don't have many cold days here, but we do have cool days here. So it'll be nice to wear the long sleeve shirt. Yes, Iris, this will be for me. I don't tend to crochet for. I made some cardigans using Bag O' Day Crochet's cardigan pattern. I made a lot of cardigans from that pattern, and that was just a fluke because I initially made it for my bestie, and then a lot of people were, well, can you make me one? And can you make me one? And can you make me one? So I ended up making at least 7 or 8 of them, and I made one for my daughter also. And I made 2 for myself. So I made one in my dolphins colors, and then I made one in purple and black. But I think the asymmetrical one is going to be my favorite. If it comes out like I'm hoping it does, it's definitely going to be my favorite. Oh, Law and Order. See, I like Law and Order, but my favorites are the true crime stories. I'm a big First 48, Fear Thy Neighbor. Oh, I was so excited this past week. ID channel came back on because we had been without ID I don't know how long. And I was so disappointed because I love my ID channel. And all of a sudden I look on my recording list and I saw one of the shows. I can't remember which one it was. I was like, is this recorded for real? So I clicked on it. Sure enough, I was like, OMG, ID is back. I was so happy. And my daughter had just made some bread. I was, yes, bread, some homemade bread, the ID channel, and a cup of coffee. Gloria was a happy girl that day. It's the little things in life that makes you happy. You see, the Criminal Intent, didn't that guy like have a nervous breakdown or something? I loved him. I thought he played his part so well. I can't remember his name, but I love that one. It was my favorite, and then my second favorite is the SVU. I got hooked on Law and Order one year. I don't know, they had a marathon, and I was like, oh my, is this ever going to go off? And then after I started watching it, and then I heard that it was like one of the longest running series. And then the other guy, Monk, that plays Monk, I think that's not Monk, Munch, I can't remember, whatever his name was. He was like one of the ones that was originally from the other show. It was called something else. It wasn't Law and Order, but it became Law and Order. Anyway, those shows are interesting. I don't know the Prodigal Son. You like your stars to have a bit of crazy. Oh, your Kindle stays in your purse. I used to keep my Kindle with me when I worked in the office. I used to carry my Kindle with me, and of course, definitely when I traveled, I carried my Kindle with me. But let me see. You switched to cable companies because it didn't have ID. Well, I had the ID on Go, but the problem with that was that they still had a lot of the shows locked, but what wasn't locked, I would still watch. I like On the Case with Paul Zahn. I love, love, love that. Oh yeah, yes he did. Mary said yes he did. He comes in and out, or he did to the show. Yeah, I can't remember his name. I'm thinking, is he the one that passed away? I don't know. So many people passed away. Can't keep track of all of them. But yes, Law and Order, definitely. Criminal Intent. And it was so funny. I watched oh, what is it called? I think it was Men in Black, and he was the guy that was turned into some monster. I was like, oh my goodness, that's the guy from Law and Order. Now, when I first watched that crazy movie, didn't know who he was, but then after watching Law and Order, I was like, oh, that's the guy from Law and Order. That was so funny to see him in that. All right. I am so excited to get this the length I wanted. I wanted to start on the front panel, but I said no, because I'm going to be really, really upset. I have to go out and buy it. At least it has the label on it, so I won't be walking around saying, that's close to it. But the thing with these Caron 1-pounders, they don't change colors. They have the same old colors no matter what. I can go over to Joann and find that any day. At least I hope. Let me not speak too soon. Let me see. Oh, Cynthia Jefferson says her e-reader stays in her purse. Which e-reader do you have? One of my coworkers he bought the Nook. I think it was the Nook, and I don't think he ever did anything with it. Okay, Mary says she takes the train to work. She needs to reading time to prepare for the day. I hear you. Oh yeah. Yeah, if I was riding a train, I would definitely have something to crochet. Definitely. How long is your train ride? And where do you live? I took my daughter to New York years ago when she was a teenager. I can't remember her age, but she was talking about was she a teenager then? I can't even remember now. But she was talking about it was around Christmas time, and she was like, "Oh, mommy, they have a huge Christmas tree in New York." I said, "Yeah, yeah, I know about that." So I surprised her, and to take her so she could see it. So crazy me scheduled our trip and everything, and there was a friend of ours lived in New York at the time, so we were going to meet up with her, and so I booked our flight and everything. Did not realize I booked a night flight instead of a day flight. So we did almost everything we wanted to do in 24 hours. So we got there like at midnight, and the hotel, they picked us up from the airport. And thank God they came and picked us up. Maybe they're used to crazy people from the South doing stupid stuff like that. So we got picked up from the airport, and when we got there and we wanted to go into the city because we flew into LaGuardia. I think we flew into LaGuardia. So they told us how to get on to the train to get into the city, and we did a tour of the city. Fell asleep during the tour because we were tired. And then we met our friends and we went to Junior's. And then she took us all around. We went to the Empire State Building. Let me get let me make sure. Yeah. Let me get my landmarks right. But anyway, and it was cold, so and she was saying to us, now don't act like you're a tourist. She's like, you're gonna have to walk fast just like they do. And she took us somewhere to get these huge slices of pizza that were quite greasy, but they were good. Then we got cocoa. We saw the people ice skating. It was a nice, quick, long day, but we had a good time, and that was all that mattered. We had a good time. And she lived near Columbia University, so we went to her place, and then she told us how to get back on the train to get back to the hotel. And I had lost our ticket, so she and had no money on me. So she gave us enough money to get back onto the bus to get back to the hotel. It was such an interesting thing. I don't think I could live in New York. It is definitely a learning curve, but the people were very nice. They saw that scared look of I'm not from here on our faces. And it was so interesting. One of my old friends from the army called me just as we were getting on the bus. Out of nowhere, she called me because I had sent her a letter because I hadn't heard from her in so long. And I sent a letter. I put my phone number, and it turns out um, it was her ex-husband's address. And he finally gave her the letter. I sent the letter in October, so this is in December when he finally gives it to her. So it was I talked to her the whole 1 hour ride back to the hotel. So it was fun. I would not change it. I wish I had was mindful of my time when I made the reservation, but it was fun. That's all that matters. Let me see. Oh, Mary, you live in Atlanta? Oh, you're originally from New York, so you know all about New York. So your train ride is about 20 minutes. That's a nice little ride. Cynthia says she had a very first Sony, but it was sold to who's KOBO? Yvette, I still love a book. I have the Kindle, which I bought for my mother, who changed her mind about it. Okay, being able to read and or knit crochet on the public transportation is the one thing I miss. Yeah. Yeah, and I definitely would have to have something to do if I had to take public transportation every day. Because just sitting there twiddling your thumbs and just waiting for your stop. Mm-mm. I would probably read on that. I have books on my Kindle that I haven't even touched. I'm still reading books. That's why I won't put any more on there until I at least read some of those. Adrian, you have yet to visit New York? Oh, you have to. Go and make sure you go with someone that knows New York. Some girlfriends and I went to see The Color Purple too. And one of the ladies, she had lived in New York, so she was teaching us all. It was 10 of us. So she was teaching us all about the subway and how to read it. I was like, forget all of that. But I was just so fascinated that when we took the subway, we had to go down. I told them, I said, I have to see the Statue of Liberty. And then we, of course, was in Chinatown, and they wanted to get purses and stuff. And I was like, I don't want a purse. I want something to eat. And I was waiting for it was so freaky because they were going into people's vans and stuff. I was like, especially me, the person that watches crime shows all the time. I'm not going into somebody's van. No way. So we did that. And when we took the subway back to the hotel, it was just freaky to me that we walk up those stairs and boom, we're right there at the hotel. I'm like, that is so weird. You're underground, you come out. But, I'm a Southerner. We do not go underground. We have some tunnels that you can go through, but no. I thought that was very, very interesting. And you definitely have to know where you're going in that city. You'd be quite lost. Oh, Adrienne says, don't even get her started about me in The Color Purple. That's because I fell asleep during The Color Purple. That's because I was, again, tired. When you go places and you're doing everything and you're getting absolutely no rest because the people that you are in the hotel with are snoring, So I can check that off. I saw The Color Purple on Broadway, and yes, I did fall asleep. I fall asleep with a lot of things. I went to Vegas and went to see the O show at in Bellagio's. I stayed at Bellagio's, and we went to see the O show. We're like seven rows from the stage, something like that. We were really close to the stage. Fell asleep during that too. I was tired. But it was an interesting show. All that water, very interesting show. Vegas was a lot of fun, but let me tell you, in July, woo, it's hot and dry. And you must walk around with a bottle of water. Stay hydrated, stay hydrated. I knew I was gonna forgot to say something. My what about the Mobius shawl. Priscilla from Distinctive Crochet messaged me and wanted to know if I had gotten permission from the creator of the pattern to use it. And I told her, I said, yes, per the pattern, it just says that if you you need to have permission or at least mention her blog. And so that's what I put in my description box. So I thought that was nice because she's a new pattern maker, pattern writer. So just like she didn't want me to be in trouble. So I appreciate that. And so I went online to see what the copyright infringement rules are for crocheting and knitting and things like that. And I'm still reading it. But definitely, if you are using anyone's pattern, written pattern, I'm talking about written patterns, um, make sure you look to check to see what they say about using it. Because I guess somebody will say, oh my God, it looks like my pattern. I'm going to sue. But that Mobius pattern, I've made two different Mobius. Matter of fact, the one that's on my mannequin is different from the one that I did, but it's basically, this was from a cow Mobius pattern. Then I just made it longer to make it a wrap. So I am not trying to take money off of anybody's, out of anybody's pocket by using a pattern. Let me see. Adrian said, I've slept through a few quarters of football as well. Yes, I forget about that too. I'm a two drink minimum, and after that, I'm gonna be knocked out. So sometimes I do not see the whole game, but that's all right. I don't know why, Adrian, why you feel you have to put me on Front Street like that. That's all right. Adrienne was my crochet buddy, but she doesn't do it as much now. She should. She has enough time now. She can sit down and not be running around, because this is a woman that never sits still. Always on the go. As they say, she does not let grass grow under her feet. Oh my goodness. All right. So what is where's my list anyway? I think I had something else to chit chat about. Let me see. Oh, I talked about those channels. And you know, those YouTube channels, those live streamings and stuff, I said it's gonna probably take me forever to get my watch hours up from doing videos. But a lot of these channels, they do live streaming for hours. They're on just talking about their lives and crocheting and but I said I can't do that. Let me see. Oh, one of the channels I watched, Have a Yarn with Charlie. She was talking about being monetized, and she said that it had been blocking her because on her Google account, I guess her birthday wasn't on there, or she didn't have it right. But anyway, she said that was one of the things that was blocking her from being monetized. Just in case any of you all are on and have a channel and trying to get to that monetization, just make sure your Google account is right. And I was watching Dana Wanderlust channel, and she said that August the 11th is National Crochet Day. And I meant to look that up, but to see how long that's been going on. But that's really cool. And I think she and maybe some other people will probably do giveaways. So if you watch their channels, you know, be on the lookout for giveaways. And they're still doing that Christmas in July fairies. I don't know when they'll be doing the drawings for those, but just in case you want to be a part of giveaways, you know, just look on the YouTube channels. They have the hashtag. If they are fairies, they have the hashtag July Christmas in July fairies. I think that's what the hashtag is. I am not a fairy. I am a small startup channel, so I'm still trying to get subscribers. I think that's a nice thing that they do. I said maybe next year I'll be a Christmas in July fairy. That is on my list. Adrian, you were talking about things you slept through. It's just reminding you. I have no time. I'm busy. Even while I sit between mom, work and mom. Yep. Oh, you finished one blanket, a granny? Okay. The granny one. All right. She finished one. Oh, Mary, that's one day after your birthday. Oh, you have the same birthday as my mom. My mom's birthday is August 10th. Yep, I'm thinking I'm gonna have to make something too. I'll be on vacation because my birthday is August 3rd, so I take off for my birthday. And it's gonna be lovely because I already know I'll be watching the ID channel, drinking coffee and crocheting. That will be my birthday. No celebrations for me. No going out at least. Not at all. Oh, Consuelo, you finished your turkey burger and now you're back. All right. Oh, your sister's August 10th. All right, we have three now. My mom, you, your sister, and Mary, all August 10th. Yes. August is going to be a fun, fun month for me. I'm off the first 2 weeks. I can't wait. Be my first vacation since January. January was my first vacation. I always take the first week off in January because I like to be off for the new year. Don't do anything. Last year I was like looking for because when Dick usually sold the champagne glasses with the year on it. So I went in there, sure enough, not a single one. And I had just bought the Cricut machine, but I didn't know how to use it. I was so lost. Oh, hello, Cook with Catalina. I was just talking about the bread that my daughter made from your channel. And if you all don't know her channel, go check her out. She has lots of recipes. But that bread was delicious. Your easy bread, the one that only has four ingredients. But oh, what was I saying? I totally forgot. I've lost track. Ah, us Leah. Okay. Okay. Mary Miller's us crocheting Leo's in the house, crocheting away. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, so I take the beginning of the year off to um, re-energize myself because I know it's going to be a long time before I'm take vacation again because I always take it in January. Then I take my next long vacation in August. So, and then I just take days off here and there throughout the year if there's something else I want to do. But those are my usually my long vacations because you only get 25 days, which is nothing as far as I'm concerned. Oh, that Mermaid Witch 94, that's my daughter. Yes, she made that. It was so good. We still have like probably not very much left of this last loaf that we had. So I have to get some more bread flour. They only had the small um, containers of the bread flour. And that was hard to find too, which is crazy. You would think it'd be just at any grocery store, but it wasn't. but we found it. So we look forward to making some more. Oh, we should, I'll have her do some more tomorrow, then we'll have it throughout the week. So I told her, I said, I'll probably never buy regular bread again, not after seeing that recipe. Oh, you're baking every other day. Yeah, because the one that we are eating from now was the one that was frozen because she made 3 loaves. And I tell you, that first taste, good. It was the best. That makes you happy? Yes. I feel the same way when I see someone make one of my crochet patterns and I get to see it because when Consuelo tagged me on Instagram, and she made my hat in white. Oh my goodness, I felt like a proud mama. I think she's the second person that I saw, no, third, because I did collaboration with DOY Creations, Jeanette, and she made one of my hats, and I did her crop top and her skirt and her earrings. And then I did another collaboration with Priscilla of Distinctive Crochet, and she made um, she used my scarf pattern, but she made it into a headband. It was so cute. I wouldn't have even thought to make it into a headband, but she did a really good job. It's so pretty. So, yeah, I know how you feel. Yeah, I'll be trying some more of your recipes because I like the way you cook. I don't like to cook, but I like to watch people cook. And I like to eat. So my daughter is my resident chef. Since she can't find a job, she's my resident chef right now. Catalina, do you crochet or you just cook? Oh, hamburger buns. Oh, wow. Oh, you knit. Oh, I cannot knit. I can only crochet. I stay in my lane with crocheting. I don't even want to venture out. Oh, when I bought that Cricut, that's what I was talking about, the Cricut machine. I bought this machine because I was on this Facebook group and they kept talking about it. And I've seen them in the store, but I never knew what they were used for. So crazy me, yet another, as Adrienne would say, another bad financial decision. I purchased it. I got it, and I'm the person that is definitely a novice when it comes to electronics. And I got it, and I was like, "Oh my goodness, I don't know what to do with stuff." And then you when you find out how much the stenciling or whatever that stuff is that you have to use to make something with the cost of it, I was like, "Oh my goodness, I should have really instead of jumping on board, I should have really did more research on it." So of course, this is yet again something else that's collecting dust. Now, when I got it, I said, "Oh well, since I can't find any glasses already with 2020 on them, I'll go ahead and make my own." So I made my generic 2020 glasses, put 2020 on it and a heart in purple. So I was happy. At least I could have my toast um, with my own glass. So I made 2 of them. So that's what I did. Oh, you're knitting some socks. Catalina is knitting socks. Cool. Where do you live, Catalina? I'm going that's the back panel for a cardigan, and I found a pattern for a asymmetrical cardigan. So I'm gonna do the front, the asymmetrical wrap. I'm just looking so forward to finally getting to the length that I want. I want to show you this glass. Use my foot. So this is one of the glasses that I made. I saw someone displaying their earrings on their glass, so I don't know if you can see that. Oh, I don't think it's good to see. But anyway, I have on here Crochet Queen, and on the other side I have G Money. That's one of my besties. He calls me G Money, so I put G Money on the one side. But what I did was I put my earrings to hang on this glass, which is great because when you have these big earrings, they hang perfectly on the glass. So that's pretty much all I've been doing with the Cricut, and really haven't done that in a very long time. But it was another expensive purchase, just like those Addies in the Centro. The Centro wasn't. It was like $50 or $55. But those Addies, and there was an Addie egg. It broke. The needles broke as I was trying to make a cord, because that's what the Addie egg does, is make an I cord. And then the Addie Express, you can make hats for children. It's probably better for children. And then that big Addie, you can make adult size hats with it. And that's all I've done with it is a hat. But you can do other things with it. But because I don't really have time to play around with it, I haven't figured out the other things that can be done. But I've watched JoJo Juju. She's the big time Addie and Central YouTuber. So when I get back around to wanting to do something else, I'm going to go through her channel to see what else she's made. She's made a lot of different things using it. Oh, what am I talking about? Let me see. Oh, you're in Houston, Texas. Oh, I have a friend that's in Houston, Texas. My friend Adrienne and I were just in Houston for the big rodeo. We went for the all you can eat and drink thing. That was a lot of fun. Yeah. It's hot in Texas, yes. It's hot in South Florida too. You want a socks machine? What's a sock machine? It's another is it different from these? Yeah, I don't want to purchase any more machines. That Cricut machine, I really, really need to make use of it, because I have a lot of this stuff. I did, my parents celebrated their 50th wedding anniversary. So I was able to get one of those, um, oh, I can't think of what it's called. The thing that you put under a plate. Why can't I think of what it's called? But anyway, I took that, I got it from the dollar store, and I took it and I put their names and the date and 50th anniversary on it with some little squigglies. And that's what I used the Cricut machine for. And then I put my Podge on it so that it would stay on there, hopefully for a while, instead of me having to go out and spend some real money and get it engraved. I did it myself because that's all I could afford at the time. So that was for their 50th wedding anniversary. And my mom was very, very happy. And I was very, very happy with myself that it came out really nice. But I want to learn how to do more on that machine, since I have it, and I have all of the gadgets that go with it. But It's definitely a learning curve. Just like YouTube is a big learning curve for me. But I'm doing my best. Oh, charger. Thank you, Yvette. It's a charge plate. Thank you, Adriana. Charge plate. Yeah, that's what I used and to make them a plate. But it came out really, really nice. My mom was happy. So now they have something that they can look at. You don't have to worry about it breaking. And it has their for their 50th anniversary. And my dad kept saying, I bet you're not gonna beat that. You're not gonna beat that. I said, you're right. Not gonna beat that. Too late now. But again, as I said, America, we Americans in general, we are a people of excess. We always have to have more, more, more. Then at some point in time, we decide, okay, I really don't need that. Then you start to weigh your wants and your needs. And right now, I'm taking care of my needs, not my wants. Because I got all of that yarn to go through and figure out where I'm going to put it. Then I'll have extra storage bins for what? The stuff that I create and put it on my Etsy shop. And Catalina, when I was watching your channel, you had some, you did, I think I mentioned it, the grape wraps. But I don't even know where to get the grape leaves from. That's where I'm stuck at. Maybe I can get them from Whole Foods. I don't think I've ever seen grape leaves anywhere, probably because I wasn't looking for them either. But I used to love those things. And you made a great recipe. So it's something else I want to try. There's something else on there that I saw, but now I can't remember. It'll come to me. Oh, see, we don't have a Kroger's here, but I'll look in Publix and see if. Well, okay, so would it be? It would be in the produce section. Um, I would think. Oh, a farmer's market. Okay, that would be a good one. Okay, so they're from California. Okay. No, I don't want canned. No, 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 no. Oh, they come in jars? I'm going to my Publix. Publix usually is pretty good about having certain things. I'll check another recipe I can add to my daughter's list. Oh, so they're preserved in some brine. Okay. All right. Yeah. So I'll go look for it because they do have a section for um, different types of foods and stuff. I like to try things that I don't have on a regular basis. Oh, Walmart has them. Oh, thank you, Miss Nia. Well, you can just put that on your list. Great. You're going to be doing the grape leaves. Yep, Walmart's trying to get all of our money. I go over there to pick up things and I have to go down that one pathetic yarn aisle that they have. The next time I go in there, I'm going to videotape it and just upload it You say, this is what I have to look at when I come into Walmart. They have exactly a half an aisle. It's not a whole aisle either. It's just like a half an aisle of crochet stuff. I guess that's a full aisle. I'm not sure, but it's not much to look at, and it's always a mess. There's never, hardly ever. I don't think I've ever seen anything for real on sale there. Sometimes they'll have some sale stuff, but they don't take care of it. It definitely looks like nobody cares about it. So that's where we stand with Walmart and their aisle. Now, when you look at the matter of fact, oh, I guess because of COVID, you don't see any more material, any cloth material, anything like that, because they bought it all out to make masks. But they have a lot more stuff over on that side. But the yarn aisle is very, very, very small. Not a lot to choose from. That's what I loved about AC Moore. Oh my goodness, I could go in there, just get lost in that place. They had a whole, like one wall full of red heart yarn. Then you have all the other different yarns. And then they closed. And then the only one that was left was Far Away. And I would go out there occasionally. And then that one finally closed too. So no more AC Moores. But I love their Studio Stitch by Nicole. That was my favorite yarn. Favorite yarn. I have a few skeins of it. But I don't even know if you can. I know you can find it online because there's people that have it on eBay and stuff like that. But the store, guess they couldn't compete with all the other ones. Let's see. Let me see. Even let me see. Adrian said, speaking of recipes, how would you like to try? Oh, naan bread. I don't know what naan bread is anyway. Adrian says, Yvette asked you how many rows for the back of your cardigan. Did I miss the answer? Oh, she asked me. I missed the question. Thank you. I'm gonna make a total. I was thinking a total of 60, but since I have lost count, but what I want it to be is, let me see. See, I want it to be, that's a good length, but when I think about yeah, that's a good length. Let's see. Here's my shoulders, but I want it to be longer. But I think that might be a good length. Maybe I'll make, let me see. Let's see, think about the front of it. Think about the front of it. It's going to be asymmetrical, like that. So, I think I'm going to go a few more rows for this back panel. And then I'll be starting to work on that front. And I'm going to be really excited to see how it turns out. This will be my project for the entire week. And hopefully I have that front panel done. I can go from there. So I have to count and see how many rows I have. Yeah, the AC Moore was, oh, I just love going in there. Oh, their yarn was beautiful. That Stitch by Nicole, I definitely like that yarn because it's nice and soft. It's softer than the Red Heart Super Saver yarn. And I found with the Red Heart Super Saver, if you wash it, it comes a lot softer. So Yvette, you said that's about mid-thigh, so I want it to be longer than that though. I like long jackets and long skirts and long dresses. So I'm pretty sure I probably have to go and buy some more of this yarn because I'm gonna have to make 2 front panels and sleeves and a collar. So this will be my 2 or 3 week project. So I can't do much crocheting when I'm working. I keep it at my workstation and in between calls and stuff. Or if we have a meeting or something like that, I'll crochet, but can't do much crocheting. And of course, I have to do tutorials for my YouTube channel. So there's not a lot of time for a whole lot of stuff. So what is naan bread? Oh, it's a grilled flatbread. Oh, I think I've seen that. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I think, yeah, I think I've seen that. The sleeves that she did are long sleeves with a cuff. It's a ribbed cuff. It's a really pretty pattern. And I love the yarn that she used to make it. But I'm using what I have on hand. That was another thing I used to do. Whatever pattern I saw and they say this is the yarn you make it with, I'd go out and buy that yarn. Now I don't have to do all that. Oh, okay, you have a okay, so let's try that. Oh, all right, Catalina, that sounds delish. I pretty much like anything with onions. I'm an onion kind of girl. Doesn't like me as much as it used to, but I still like it. So I think maybe 10 more rows, and that should be enough for the back panel. Then I can start working on the front panel. And the front panel is it's just increasing until you get it to the increase that you want. So I have to watch her once I start getting it to, because of course she's a small person. Because when I um, looked at her, I think she's a small, yeah. So mine's going to be bigger than hers. So, but I'm excited because if it turns out right, I'll be making a few of them in multiple colors. That's the kind of crocheter I am. If it's something that works, I keep with it. Catalina, I do sometimes. I said I learned a craft that goes against the area that I live in. But I I initially started crocheting and all I would make is blankets. So the blankets were perfect because, we run our AC 24/7 here. And sometimes you go someplace, some people have their AC really cold and some people don't. My neighbors, they're not my neighbors anymore, but they had moved down here from Ohio. they must have had their AC at 60 degrees. It was so cold in their house. But because they're from a place where it gets cold and they had to adjust to being in Florida, and it was an older couple, they was the sweetest couple. And then they moved to a condo, but their house was so cold. But I always used to have my Afghans thrown on the couch and stuff like that. And I don't even have an Afghan on any. Nope, nope, don't have one. Because as we know, ladies, menopause is no joke. I'm rarely too cold. Now I'm like having my own summer days, as they say. Oh yeah, the crochet chokers. Yeah, you can wear those. I mean, and some of the hats and stuff, but I don't like. That's why I make a lot of halter tops for myself, and that's what I tend to wear during these hot days. Even just walking around the house, I can put on a halter top and be cool enough. But I do keep a little something to cover up because sometimes it does get cold. Um, because the with the temperature going into the 90s, of course the AC stays on longer to keep the house cooler. So sometimes it's a little chilly, but within 5 minutes I'm taking it off because I'm warm enough now. It's too hot. Oh, Catalina says she just got into that after surgery. Yes, yes, I had the surgery back in 2012, and that first um heat wave. Woo! I was like, my goodness. And my mom says, oh, yeah, I still have them. My mom's in her 70s and she says, you still having them. I was like, no, don't tell me that. But they have decreased a lot since then. Oh, you using your socks indoors? I make the slippers. I use them indoors too. I have tons of them too. I made so many of them, different styles. I always have something that I can slip on my feet to keep them warm. You said the first was nuts. You wanted to beat up your husband. Oh my goodness. Oh, yes. Menopause is no joke. Who knew? Oh my goodness. But I am good. I'm all right now. I do enjoy my crocheting and I try to find the cotton yarns or lighter yarns and make different things. But I definitely make me a lot of halter tops because it's hot, hot, hot. And I can pretty much wear them almost year round. It's only a few. We get some really cold days now. We used to get really cold days like that, but we do get some colder days now. And once the heat kicks in, it's in. We don't go from like some people have springtime weather. Once that heat kicks in, that's it. It's gonna be hot, 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 hot. Then maybe end of October, November, then it gets cooler, where it's in the 80s, high 70s, which is still good, good for us. I said if it could stay 80 degrees, that would be perfect for me. Just 80 degrees every day. But at wishful thinking, wishful thinking. Yes, yeah, that's what we have. We have high humidity here, so that's the downside. But I think I would appreciate the humidity over that dry heat like in Vegas. That's dry. And it's funny when people come from other states in the wintertime here and they're so used to having hairstyles. You can't have a real good hairstyle in South Florida. Your whatever curl you had when you left out of the house, by the time you get to wherever you're going, those curls are gone. They are gone. All right. Nah, it's not perfect anywhere. The best perfect weather I experienced was in Hawaii, but they had cool nights, but it stayed basically like 80 degrees. It was very, very nice there. Now, I wouldn't want to live there. Another place I mean, it's very nice to be there to visit and stuff, but I wouldn't want to live there. I think this island called Florida is enough island for me. And I can drive up and down the coast, across the coast, but in Hawaii, you want to go from one place to the other, you're going to have to get on a boat or get in a plane. So, all right, ladies and gents, if a gent joined, but I don't think so. This is the end. I appreciate you all for coming to join me. Kevin, she grew up in the mountains in Europe, very cold winters, lots of snow. I was in Germany when I was in the army, and we lived in, we were stationed in Würzburg, but I cannot for the life of me remember the city that we lived in, but it was outside of Würzburg, and we lived up on a mountain. And let me tell you, that mountain living is not for this flatland girl from Florida. But it was an experience. That's what it's all about. Experiences in life. So, ladies, thank you again for coming to join me. I appreciate it. And if you're not doing anything next Saturday, I will be here. So, until then, you all have an awesome rest of your night. And I will see you on my next tutorial. And keep crocheting. Stay safe, ladies. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.